This first news story comes to us from Eurogamer. And Tom Phillips over there writes, Switch 2 won't suffer from component shortages, Nintendo says. We'll see. Nintendo Switch 2 won't be hit by the same component shortages that blighted the launch of other recent consoles and led to months of product scarcity and scalping. Speaking to investors this week, Nintendo said it had now resolved the issue, which had seen it unable to manufacture enough Switch 1 hardware to meet demand in previous years. Both Sony and with PlayStation and Microsoft with Xbox faced similar shortages for their own parts. That situation has now been resolved, Nintendo President Shuntaro Furukawa said of Switch 1 stock. As for the successor of Nintendo Switch, at present, we do not think shortages of components will significantly affect production. Indeed, Nintendo said it felt positive about its ability to launch and supply Switch 2 consoles overall, as it was taking steps to ensure its expected release next year went as smoothly as possible. Get out of here, video. I don't want to. As much as I want to play Elden Ring, I don't want to watch that right now. I'm trying to read. We believe that the most important countermeasure against reselling is to produce enough units to meet demand. Furukawa continued. Yes, that is correct. Yes, do that, please. This thinking has not changed since last year. In addition, we are taking into account circumstances in each region and considering what measures can be taken within the limits permitted by law. Nintendo has yet to formally announce the Switch 2 or detail when it will likely arrive, but Eurogamer understands the console is now due in 2025, following earlier plans to launch it in time for Christmas 2024. In the meantime, don't expect Switch 1 to get any cheaper either. Currently, this is a quote from Furukawa, currently we cannot provide any information about the launch timing or pricing strategy for the successor system. In addition, we are not currently considering a price change for Nintendo Switch. Nintendo has said it will make the announcement of Switch 2 before the end of this fiscal year, so sometime before March 31st of 2025. Interesting little tidbit there. I wasn't expecting the bit about Switch 1. So they're not even, it says they're not considering a drop on the Switch 1 at all.
I mean, why would you? It's selling.
Right. I guess, do you think that means just for now, or do you think that also includes when the Switch 2 comes out? Because I guess the way I took it was we're not considering a drop like at all. Like even after the Switch 2 comes out, like they're going to sit rock solid on that price. But
no, absolutely not.
Okay.
That is, I would say within a month of Switch 2 coming out, they're going to go ahead and lower the price of the Switch 1.
Right.
Because
that's the most
they don't want
thing.
The old hardware to be confused with. Yeah, they don't want the old hardware to be confused as being as premium as the new one.
Right.
So you have to pretty much, logically, you have to decrease the price.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I get it, because right now, as long as they let that go, the Switch 1 is still the premier hardware on the market. So it's our premium experience as of right now. So why would we discount it?
Right.
So
yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, and that's like the most reasonable thing. Like, so as I was reading, I'm like, my mind went to the idea I mentioned there. I'm like, that seems wild. Like, why would they do that? But yeah, I'm glad you're here to be reasonable with that, because that's exactly, I was just like, why wouldn't they drop the price? But yeah, I guess that makes sense for now while they're waiting, which is why would they? Like, it's selling, people are still buying Switches, people love their Switches. Mm-hmm. Why would they drop it down now? As far as the new console though, and supposedly, now
this is where we need to call a little BS.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think they underestimate the power of the scalper. I don't
by a landslide.
I don't think they understand how bots work.
How bots work, how conniving people can be when they want something or when they're trying to make a profit. Yeah. Right? How vindictive people can be towards other people when they're trying to make when you put the element of human greed into anything. And the human indomitable spirit, you'd be surprised what you can get.
Yeah. Especially with something as hotly anticipated as the Switch 2 or whatever it's going to be called.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this is it. They're going to have to produce so many of them. They're going to have to go in the hole so much to to compensate for the amount of sales they're going to get, I think they heavily underestimate that.
They would, in order for everybody who wanted one to get one, right? On day one, I would say the minimum you would probably have to have is about 20 on hand.
20,000?
You're not going to sell all 20. No.
Wait, sorry. What's 20? How many are you talking about? Nintendo?
Yeah. 20 million.
Oh, 20 million. Okay. You just said 20. I was just like 20,000.
Oh, I thought
okay.
when we were talking about console sales, I feel like
okay, yeah.
Kind of going without saying.
Sorry. I was mid Google as well because I want to see where Switch sales are at. So I was just going to
in order to thwart scalpers and have everybody who wants to get a Switch in a launch window, get a Switch in a launch window. I'm not saying they're going to sell all 20, right? But if you want to 100% ensure that people who want one can get one, you have to have like 20 million ready to go.
Yeah. So,
and I don't
so
in my wildest dreams think they have 20 million assembled already. There's no way.
I mean,
not even 10.
Yeah, I don't know about that. So as of May 7th, 2024, so just like a month or so ago, a couple months ago, they surpassed 140 million sold. So even if they had 20 million on hand, that's about 14 and some change percent of the current. So it's basically saying, all right, 14% of the people who currently have a Switch are going to upgrade. That it's allowing for that, which that's reasonable. Like I think you're not going to have much more than that wanting to upgrade. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like they should have more around on hand as well. Because I don't know. Yeah.
That's why I think 20 is a solid number. It's way more than they're going to sell, right? I would probably say all the hardcores are going to be able to get one. No problem. Right? The people who are going to be on the website at 12 a.m. when pre-orders go live, everybody who does that would be able to get one. And you wouldn't see as much on the internet about, oh, I got locked out, blah, blah, blah. The scalpers got, because the bots can't move fast enough to clean up 10 million units before people get them. 10 million? 10 million.
We'll see. I wonder how many, I doubt this number's even, you can look it up, but I wonder how many PS5s were available at launch when PS5 launched.
It wasn't a whole lot, because remember, they were just talking about, what was it, 2021? They had reached 3 million sold. Wasn't it? Because of how low the production numbers were because of COVID.
So they hit 50 million units in December.
Right, because production ramped back up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to find numbers from launch, and it's showing me all recent numbers, not showing me old stuff for some reason. So, because I'm curious, I wonder how many they had available. Obviously, it wasn't 20 million if over the span of 5 years, and they're only at 50 million now. Isn't that crazy? That Switch just surpassed 140 million sales, and PlayStation, which is in second place, barely just crossed 50.
That's because it's the worst PlayStation.
That is wild to me.
And that's a good indicator to show you so. PS5 is the worst PlayStation. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
It's got great games on it, but as a PlayStation, it's the worst PlayStation.
Yeah, it gets the job done, but it's nothing extraordinary. No. Definitely. But yeah, Switch 2. Apparently everyone's gonna get one. You'll be able to go to your local gas station down the street, and they're just gonna have one sitting on the counter there.
I would love to not have to sit up at 12 at night when I have to go to work the next day and wait for a page to open so I can
wait for
pre-order it.
Wait for Best Buy to load just to crash 5 minutes later.
Right, right. I would love to just get up one day and go, let me go ahead and get my pre-order in.
Oh, I'm on my lunch break at work. I'll see. Oh, yeah.
Let me just knock this out.
Yeah. Crazy, but we'll see. They can figure that out.
I don't
anyone's
trust
gonna
them.
do it,
I don't.
if anyone's gonna do it, Nintendo could do it. I just don't trust them to actually do it.
Correct. And that's based on prior outings that they've done.
Yeah.
With other consoles where it was near impossible to get a Switch for a minute. Don't even get me started on the Wii.
Oh, remember that whole was insane
catastrophe?
Yeah, that was nuts. Absolutely bonkers. I love how Headhead in the chat says every family in America will go for a gallon of milk and leave with 2 Switch 2s. That's what we want. We want people to go to get the gallon of milk from Fast Track down the street, and they're like, "Hey, we got a couple of Switches over here behind the counter. You want some? Heck yeah,
we'll take
one.
2.
Take 2. Oh man, that we'll see. I trust Nintendo just about as far as I could throw them, which
is healthy for any large corporation to have that kind of relationship with them.
We'll see. Maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised. Keep your expectations low.
I would love to be.
Keep the expectations down here, so then when the reality is up here, then you know what? It's a win. It's a win. Wherever our expectations are up here, and then the reality's down here, that's when things start getting crappy. So stay tuned for that. Obviously, we'll be talking more about the Switch 2. I wish we could hear more about this console, but we've talked about this before. We're not going to hear anything more solid about the Switch 2 until at least January, February.
Late this year,
right? I would think it's January, February with a launch around summertime, right? Early summer.
No, I think they probably patterned it after this Switch. Where we got the reveal event in October, I think, and it came out in March. So that would be what I would place my bet on. Okay.
I mean, that's all right. Just to even finally get solid information this year would be awesome. I don't care that's coming out next year. It'd be cool to know what we're getting into. So
I'm fine with that. I still got more Switch games I need to finish before I hop on over. But then I guess I could just play Switch 1 games on 2. So it doesn't matter.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully that's true.
We don't even know that. Don't know anything. Thank you so much for watching that clip from our podcast. Remember, if you want to watch the whole episode, the full episode, link will be in the description below. You can click on that and check it out. We got listener questions. We got more news segments. We got what you playing. We got a lot of fun things. So yeah, more than just the news. There's a lot more to the show that you should go check out. So remember, click that link in the description. Check out that full episode.